In this question, you will apply the power number of power number. Question A. Relationship between 5 and 2. All of the numbers are the power number, but one inside the bracket and the other one will be outside the bracket. I will apply the product between the power number 2 times 5 equal to h to power of 10. About B, 3 times 2 in here is mean t to power of 6. Question C, 4 will be outside. A square multiply 3 equal to 4 times a to power of 6. This is not the addition between the indices, it have to be multiplication. And about D, 5 outside, you got y to power of 15. And question E, 4 and q outside. Apply for each of these number inside of the bracket. You got the first one is 4 to power of 3 and t square and q outside like this one. 4q is means 64 and for t here 2 times 3 and then the result will be t to power of 6. Question F, you got 2 square and then u square and inside the bracket square outside one more time. This one is 4 and this one is u to power of 4. Question G, 3q and rq and q outside. Here is 27. Here is r to power of 9. 3 times 3 equal to 9. And question 8, 3 to power of 4 and p to power of 4 and 4 here. This is 81 and this is p to power of 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 4 is 16. Very fundamental knowledge about the power of power, right? The first slide we finished. We move to the question. The question, you have the same idea. You got the numerator and denominator. When you separate the power outside the bracket, it have to be applied for both numerator and denominator. And here's the way how can I show my working out for each of these one. Question I, you got square outside this fractional form. So I will apply square for each numerator and denominator like this writing. After that, power to power, power to power, and A4 and B9. Okay, question J, HQ inside the bracket and Q. The other is Y4 inside the bracket and Q outside. And here you got 3 times 3 and for this one is Y4 times 3. So H to power of 9 and y to power of 12. Question K a little bit longer, so I will erase my slide right now. Question K, x square y q and then you got square outside and g4 will be square by this writing. The next step, you got x square and then you got square yq and then you got square one more time. The power of power for product and these 4 times 2 easier, right? You got here x to power of 4 and y to power of 6 here and over z to power of 8. Question L a little longer. U4 and w square, bigger bracket and 4 outside. First step, v square and denominator also have 4 here. The next step, I will apply the outside 4 indices to each term inside the bracket. The first form, the first bracket, u4 and 4 outside, w square and 4 outside, and v 2 times 4. Expand the bracket. For u here is 4 times 4. For w here 2 times 4. And then you got 2 times 4. You got u to power of 16, w to power of 8, and v to power of 8 by this one. And yes, that is m here. 3 f squared to power of 3 and 5 times g to power of 3, and you got 3q f squared to power of 3 and 5 to power of 3 g to power of 3. Here is 27. Here is f to power of 6. This is 125 and gq. Question N. Question N. Wow, longer. 3a squared and b. That's step by step, and I think you have to very carefully about your writing of this question. Q, Q, and P, and then square outside. One term will be square, second term will be square, and the third term will be square. First term will be square, second term will be square, and the last term will be square for denominator. Here is 9, here is a4, here is b square. Denominator, you got 4, q 6, and p square. Yes. Question O. A, T, Q, and square. Q 3G4 inside the bracket. Q. AQ first and TQQ. You have to write down bracket 3Q G4 times 3 and AQ 3 to power of 9, 27, G to power of 12. G to power of 12. Oh yes, that's it. Question P. 4 P square Q, and you got 4 here. 3 times R and 4 here. First 4 to power of 4, P square to power of 4, and Q to power of 4. 3 to power of 4, R to power of 4. One more time. Oh, 16 times 16 because 4 to power of 4. 256. And P2 4 is mean multiply become to P to power of 8. Q12 will be here. And then you got 81 R to power of 4. Yes, very hard question for this video. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.